So let's switch it over to baseball really quickly. We got some breaking news from the Rockies as well. We just learned that Rockies manager Bud Black has been fired after, frankly, an awful start to the season. They lost 21-0 last night. And John, I guess that was the final straw. They said, yeah, it's time to go a different direction.
21-0, the worst shutout loss in Rockies history. But if you ask everybody with the organization, whether it's a player or in the front office, they say it's not Buddy's fault, but he definitely was. The buck stops with Buddy, so he is fired, and they let him go out with dignity. They won today in his final game, the winningest manager in franchise history. So Bud Black is a great baseball man who had some rough years, back-to-back 100-loss seasons, and so that will mean that Warren Schaefer, the third base coach, will be the interim manager for the Rockies moving forward.
Rockies sitting at 7-33, an MLB worst record right now by a couple of games. Not looking great for the Rockies, so hopefully this can turn their season around because we always obviously want to see the Rockies doing well. It's a fun place to go.
They need a little urgency. They need a kick in the pants, so to speak, and this, unfortunately, is the way to do it. Buddy Black was a great Rocky, but he's moving on, and so is the team, relieved of his duties today.
A lot of sports news.
Yes.
Appreciate it, John. Thank you. Want to take a live look outside right now to all around the state, but it's the same story everywhere. Beautiful day out there on this Mother's Day with plenty of sunshine. Temperatures soaring past 80 degrees today with even more heat expected for the start of the work week. 9 News meteorologist Corey Reppenhagen is joining us now. And Corey, we really couldn't have asked for a better Mother's Day to everyone wanting to go outside today.
Yeah, I mean, Colorado weather just absolutely delivered really warm temperatures today into the middle 80s. Cooling things off right now with a couple of pop-up thunderstorms here across the Denver metro area. You can kind of see the rain falling out there on the east, northeast metro there near Denver International Airport. Those storms have kind of cooled things down here a little bit here, even 66 degrees down in Centennial where they were up in the 80s today as well. Look at the satellite radar picture all across the area here. Just a couple of little pop-up showers across the western United States here, and that does include the Denver metro area with our couple of storms. Here's tomorrow, going to look pretty similar to what we saw today. Temperatures could even get a couple of degrees warmer here as we chase record high temperatures. Lots of sunshine tomorrow. Very similar. Afternoon pop-up thunderstorms will be likely here, but 90 degrees is the record for both Monday and Tuesday. We'll be in the ballpark. Our next storm system will bring in some winds on Wednesday and also some more mountain snow. I'll talk about that coming up in the full forecast. Mark?
Hagen, appreciate it. So even with all the rain that we've seen over these last couple of weeks in Colorado, there's still some high fire danger everywhere. We're already seeing some wildfires popping up around the state this weekend. Frisco Police Department have arrested a suspect related to a small brush fire that was burning in town yesterday evening, really close to some businesses there right off the edge of I-70. Police are not releasing the suspect's name, and they believe he is from out of town. Officials say the fire only grew to a little more than 6 acres before they got a hold of it. However, it did force eastbound I-70 to close for some time yesterday. Obviously, since reopened, it was burning next to a grocery store and a dozen homes or so. Luckily, no evacuation orders were needed. A former track and field coach and teacher at Cherry Creek High School is filing a lawsuit against the district. He claims he was fired after he spoke up about sexual harassment. 9 News reporter Janelle Finch joins us now with how he's speaking out about what he says is a wrongful termination. Hey, Janelle.
Craig Clark says he supported Cherry Creek High School since he was a student back in the 90s. But now he says he has to hold the school and district accountable for being a place where his children no longer feel safe. Students should feel safe at school. But for Craig Clark,
yes,
Cherry Creek High School is where his daughter Caroline says she felt unsafe.
The school, Cherry Creek School District, did nothing to protect us.
She says during her freshman year back in 2023 on the track and field team, a coach acted inappropriately.
Anytime he would talk to us, he would either touch us in ways we didn't like, or he would hold our hands and just like grab us in weird ways. And I'd see him touching my friends in places that are not really appropriate for an adult man to be doing, especially to a young female high schooler.
Clark was a cross-country and track and field coach at the time as well.
as a dad, having my daughter experience this in a sport that we really share and love together, it just really, it was hard. And then secondarily, this was about my 6th year of coaching at the high school, and I felt like we had kind of let down the athletes.
He says he brought the concerns to the head track and field coach.
Delisa McDavid kind of said, I'd never seen this before, and dismissed the concerns.
He says after not feeling heard, he filed a formal complaint with the athletic director. He claimed the head and assistant track and field coaches created a hostile work environment and toxic team culture. Clark says 9 days after filing the complaint, he was fired. Do you believe that you were fired because of this written complaint that you filed?
Absolutely, yes.
Clark filed a lawsuit this month claiming wrongful termination and retaliation. The district wrote in a statement to 9 News, Mr. Clark was non-renewed due to concerns about his judgment. We strongly dispute all of the allegations made in the complaint.
The district is unwilling, and the school is, to take any responsibility for the culture of silence that they have imposed upon both the staff and the athletes.
He says he hopes the filing will change Cherry Creek for the better, for alumni like himself and students who deserve to feel safe at school.
There are so many people who are scared to speak out, and the Cherry Creek School District is making it seem like if you speak out, there's going to be consequences that will affect you, and they're trying to silence us, but I think that I just want to show that I will not be silenced, and for the people who can't speak out, I still will.
We aren't naming the coach because he hasn't been formally charged. Clark says they were suspended and terminated, but in his opinion, not quickly enough. He says the delayed action allowed for the coach to continue to make girls feel uncomfortable. Janelle Finch, 9 News.
All right, Janelle Finch, we'll continue to follow that. Appreciate it. Thank you. This weekend, Adams County first responders are remembering one of their own. Last month, Thornton police say a 17-year-old boy was turning south onto Welby Road when he crashed into Brian Curbo, who was driving his motorcycle down Thornton Parkway. He and his daughter, who was sitting behind him on the bike, both were on that motorcycle when it crashed. Both Brian and Brooklyn would not survive their injuries. Brian worked several years as a volunteer firefighter in Adams County. Some of Brian's colleagues from Adams County Fire say the loss feels like the loss of a family member.
It takes a little piece out of you. Wasn't my kid, but felt like one of my kids.
Brian's family is urging drivers to be more careful and to always be on the lookout for people on motorcycles. The Denver Sheriff's Office is warning the community about text scams circulating in Colorado. When I show you what those look like right now on your screen, the Sheriff's Office says people have been receiving these text messages that tell the victims that they need to attend court or jury duty. Messages also come with a link to opt out, they say, through a survey. Sheriff's Office is telling people, don't click on that link. They say that the scammers then can access your information if you do. If you receive these kinds of texts, you're asked to report them to local law enforcement. Well, starting tomorrow, CDOT, Colorado State Patrol, and more than 24 local law enforcement agencies around the state say they're focusing on making sure that everyone is wearing their seatbelts. It's part of the state's click it or ticket enforcement. During the enforcement period, or heightened enforcement period, police will increase patrols and focus on issuing tickets to unbuckled drivers. If you're not a driver, you're still not off the hook. They'll also ticket unbuckled passengers as well. CDOT says there were more than 1,500 tickets last year across Colorado for this. Their heightened enforcement period is going to end on June 1st.